All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Town board meeting. Please stand and join me in a pledge to the flag. All right, public forum for agenda items only. Anyone?
Is that all there is? You had anything?
Yeah, give me 1 second here. We're finishing up a add-on. We have a resolution to draw, in reference to the stamp lawsuit is the first add-on. And the second add-on is a resolution to employ a, law firm. Anyone have anything? No? Okay. Let's start with the highway report. Dale?
Good evening. My, how the weather has changed. I was able to attend fall conference, learned a few things, and was able to network with my peers across the state. Doesn't the courtroom look nice? Thank you to the Job Corps students and group leader Renee, and to Brockport Carpet for getting the carpet at a good price and facilitating the installation. Thank you, Chuck. Weed spraying of valves and hydrants continued and I believe is complete for the year. Roadside mowing will commence again, hopefully after some crops have been harvested to give us more access. Thank you to the town residents and our local farmers for taking a great interest throughout the year, helping maintain roadsides. Two of the MEOs have spent much time pouring foundations in the two cemeteries and are on track to set 2 more military stones yet this week. We had a few burials and plot sales. A generator pad was poured and the generator has been set. Able Electric is on the schedule to connect this month yet. With the help of the town of Barry and their specialized water trailer, we continue exercising valves and hydrants. Thank you, Bud, from the town of Barry. Purchased a tree and planted it to repair one that we injured during a ditch cleanup. At this point, I want to say I and the department will miss Dorothy Nolan. One of the last things she did was facilitate a program with the school art teacher, Ms. Flugel. Having her pre-K up to grade 1 or 2, the children create monthly themes to display on the trees in the foyer. How nice for some positive interaction. A great project for sure. The apple decorations this month hold dear to my heart. Nice job, Owen. My little grandson. With equipment and personnel from the county, we have traversed throughout the town filling potholes before the snow. Trucks are being serviced, plow equipment mounted. Last week, Shelby participated in the county-wide highway employee appreciation luncheon. It was a nice day with plenty of participation. Good job, men. The water superintendent continues to test and flush water. Lead and copper test was done. No issues there. Stakeouts performed. No water repairs to report. And always e-waste stacked. Thank you.
Is Trish? Julie? Julie. Ah, Julie, assessor's report. I was just looking. The assessor's report, Miss Julie. There's another one also. I got this one here.
Hi, Julie Giacchini. I've been working with Trish for the last 6 years. I'm taking over in January when she retires. Thought I would come to my first Shelby Town Board meeting. I don't really have anything prepared. I can tell you houses are still selling way over assessment. We've probably had 20 houses sell since July, way over new assessments. Other than that, everything's going really good, and I'm ready to take over in January. So, good.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Planning Board, Mr. Kirk.
Yeah, we started out the meeting with, I gave them a little breakdown on how our storage facility is going in progress on Maple Ridge Road. It's been in the works for probably about 2 years now. If nobody's noticed it, it's on the corner of Maple Ridge Road and Shelby Basin Road. He does have all the stone put in. He has poured one pad for one building. So it's been a long process to get him going on it, and Dan can vouch for that too. Next thing I got is that we have training. I inform my board members that there is a 4-hour state training up at NCCC, October 24th. I told them to call Niagara County, get their name in. They're only allowing 75 people. The first 75 are going to be allowed in. Also, I informed them that there is a training session in the Finger Lakes area that's going to cost money, and none of my board members have ever taken it, but I've given them the option and told them if they want to go to that to get a hold of the Orleans County, they can get more information. And if they chose not to do any of that, last resort is Orleans County website still has training on there.
Okay.
The other thing we're working on is our bylaws, and hopefully at the end of the meeting I can give a copy to our attorney and they can review it. They need to be updated. So, that's it.
Thank you, Kirk. Yep. Mr. Wolf, Code Enforcement, Zoning.
Code enforcement report for September 2023. It was a slow month for building permits. I only issued 2. One was for an attached deck, one for a storage shed. Year to date, I've issued 29 building permits, and at present 14 are closed out with certificates of compliance. In the last few weeks, I've investigated several complaints. Actually, they're courtesy complaints from Shelby residents about open sewage. For the public's information, that's a health department issue, although being a resident of the town of Shelby and your code enforcement officer and knowing a lot of people, if there's an actual violation, then I do get in contact with the Orleans County Department of Health, and I will myself go and investigate it. Maybe I can remedy that violation with just a talk. Also, I'm going to go on vacation in another week and a half or 3 weeks to Florida. The town of Shelby will not be without code enforcement. This, for the public's information, this is a town-provided phone. I work Monday and Tuesday for the town of Shelby. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I answer this phone. I answer this phone when I'm in Florida. I enjoy working with the residents of the town of Shelby. So if you have an issue, if you have a code enforcement question, please call. Thank you. Is there anything else?
Thanks, Dan. How long are you going to be gone?
I'm still working right here. See?
Okay. All right. Resolutions. Resolution to approve the September 12th, 2023 public hearing minutes. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Resolution to approve the September 12th, 2023 Town Board meeting minutes. You're tabling that?
We have to table that.
Okay.
We're almost done, not quite, and the same with
Okay.
special meeting minutes.
table both of those. Same thing with the supervisor reports, those are not done. Clerk report is good? Resolution to approve the clerk's report for September. Any motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. Resolution to approve to pay the claims against the town. Can I get a motion?
No move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passed. Resolution to set public hearing for the preliminary budget at 6 p.m. on November 9th, 2023. Need a motion?
So moved. No second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passed. Resolution to authorize all unpaid water and debt service charges be levied to the upcoming 2024 town and county taxes.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Passed. Resolution to intervene in the lawsuit commenced by Orleans County against the Genesee County Economic Development Center. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Against?
No.
4 in favor, 1 against, that passed. All right. Resolution to retain an independent law firm to investigate allegations of harassment at the town of Shelby. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
A second?
No second.
It's open for discussion. Any comments? All in favor?
Would
Aye.
you, before you do that, would you just like to explain that to the folks so they know what's going on here?
Go ahead.
I asked
So,
if you would like to explain.
In light of the fact that,
Microphone.
it would be a legal investigation, I would say, refraining from specifics, but there have been allegations made that there have been certain instances of harassment, and when those types of allegations are made, generally the next step that council advises is for an independent law firm to come in and investigate those claims. They would conduct interviews with people and then come out with a recommendation if they feel like there's been, any truth or substance to those claims. So in light of allegations and remarks that have been made, I felt it was prudent to suggest to the board that they consider retaining an independent firm to look into that.
Any further discussion? Anything to add?
What kind of, monetary, it's gonna cost, how much money is this gonna cost? Is there an estimate?
I don't have any way of knowing that. It would be an independent firm. Certainly that's something that you could discuss with whoever is retained to look into that.
How about the state? Would they come in and investigate it?
So there's a process where people who feel they've been aggrieved, I believe, can file complaints. That has not occurred here. And I am not familiar with the state just coming in because a municipality asked them to come in and look into these types of allegations.
Anything else, Ed?
No.
John? Okay, all in favor of the resolution for the retaining the law firm? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do this by roll call. I'm sorry. Ed?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Resolution passed. All right, I'll open up for board comments. Ed?
No.
John?
Nothing at this time.
Steve?
I have a letter here from an ex-employee of the town I'd like to read. It states, "To whom it may concern, after careful consideration, I have made the decision to resign from my position deputy clerk at the town of Shelby. The office politics is beyond what I anticipated when I was hired. Please understand I must do what is best for me and my family. I appreciate the opportunities you gave me, and I'm grateful for the experience and knowledge gained during my time here. Please accept this as my 2-week notice. Sincerely, Dorothy Nolan." I don't have anything else.
Nothing.
All right, I don't have anything at this moment. I'll open up for public comments. Let's try and keep it down to 3 minutes. Comments only.
I have one.
Oh,
I would like to speak on behalf of Dorothy Nolan. I hired her a year and a half ago as my deputy, and everything was fine. She loved her job. I never knew there was any issues. We got along fine. I know she ran to Dale and Miranda a lot. I know at one point I had to say, "You work for me, what are you guys talking about?" But she still carried on. She did her work, and I never ever knew anything was ever going on. She never came to me. She did call a meeting once. She wanted with the supervisor and with a board member, which I know where that came from. And she ended up asking, she was upset because I had more vacation than her, basically is what it boiled down to. Well, I've been here 16 years, you were here a year. And then when she resigned, she used the word office politics. There was never any word of office politics. We didn't discuss it except for the fact that her cousin was running against me, and I had said, there's a problem with nepotism, and that's the only thing that worries me. If something should happen, I don't want to see you, because she tried hard to get her job. I gave her family begged me for her to come and work for me. So I gave her a lot. Her family thanked me for that, and then all of a sudden, she turned right around, and still to this day, I do not know why. She was hugging me and crying and saying she was offered a better job with more money back where she used to work, when I'm holding a paper in my hand that says she's resigning due to office politics. The only thing like I said, I ever talked to her about was if something happens at the election, that would worry me because of her being a cousin, first cousin, to the clerk running against me. She is a first cousin, and that's this nepotism. That was the only thing I ever said to her. The other office politics she was getting from the highway area and the bookkeeper. Many times she was in the offices, and when I was gone, she ended up being in their offices. I know because of how she acted when I came back. And I tried to overlook everything. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I know what I did. There was no intent of anything wrong, office politics. And like I said, she was hugging me and crying and telling me she was sorry to leave because she had a better job. But yet in my hand, because she wanted that on paper. That's what I was dealing with. So I'm sorry that she feels the way she did, but I did nothing wrong.
Jim again, I don't think I need to repeat that. More of a question than anything, and I'm not asking anything that I think is out of school here. The one thing that you added to the agenda today was, you used the wording to intervene in the lawsuit that the county. From what standpoint? Are you joining the lawsuit, or are you objecting to the lawsuit and intervening on behalf of Shelby? The word intervene certainly means something different than, you know.
So I guess joining the lawsuit on behalf of the town of Shelby.
Okay, that was just looking for a clarification. Appreciate it, thanks.
Lawrence Waters Sr., Main Street, Shelby. Gotta go back to this LED light conversion thing, Eddie. I ask you because you seem to be the one in charge of that. What is the date frame for that?
This is comments, not question and answer. 3 minutes comments. That's a formula.
I'll talk to you later after the meeting.
Okay. Any response from the county on tax sharing revenue? So we're going to not answering questions?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I can answer that. We have heard nothing from the county on that.
Okay, selective answers. Like it.
What we're going to do from now on, we'll publish it, is if you guys want answers to questions, give them to us ahead of time. We can get you answers then. Otherwise, we're sitting up here, and if I don't know the answer, it gets old. I'll get you an answer. I'll get you an answer. I'll get you an answer.
Well, it does get old. And it's a cycle of, I don't know, but I'll get you an answer. And then there's never a review of the minutes. And there's never answers to questions that were asked 3, 4, 5 months ago. And then these people just don't show up. They just give up. I feel like I have to not miss a meeting because I need to hold people accountable to their positions. I mean, Mr. Pratt published a letter to the editor in the Hub with some accusations that I would hope he would share with the people of the town here. I mean, this is the exact reason why we come here. This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. In the fall months, as you're heading west down Main Street in Shelby Center toward the stop sign, the sun is in such a way that you cannot see that stop sign. And there have been occasions where people have driven through that intersection. There's been T-bone accidents there. Just curious if we could put a stop ahead sign.
Where's that?
Main Street, Shelby Center.
Okay.
Main Street and Blair Road intersection. Coming from the east, going west. Just for people that might not be familiar with the area. I mean, we live right there on the corner. We see it daily. People blowing through there. A couple of meetings ago, I don't know, back February, March time, we had talked about this maintenance fee on the water bill, and I had asked if there was any consideration to moving that to the tax bill. I think that was just sort of a recommendation that, that you would take a look. Just wondering if there was any discussion.
There has not been yet.
And perhaps doing that. And any date, time frame, perhaps before winter, on when you would have the balloons going up for the windmill.
So I had reached out to the applicant, and they requested to go back to their consultant to have their consultant do that work with, basically some oversight from the town or town's involvement to know when it was going to be done so people could go. I haven't heard from them in, I'd say, a good 6 weeks now, so I am not sure what the status of that is at this point.
Okay.
But certainly, if we are made aware of that, that would obviously be put out on the town's website.
Okay. And then I'm not sure if this falls under the category of the town superintendent, but the storm sewers along 63, the storm grates on either side of Blair Road. When they redid the pavement there, those weren't raised up. Consequently, they're about this deep. State highway, okay. Well, somebody's gonna rip their tires right off their trailer because they blow right through there, and it's pretty bad. So I guess I'd have to contact them about that. All right, that's all I have.
Or Lauren, on that stop ahead sign that you were requesting to be looked at, the stop sign is on a state road, and the state would have to be contacted about putting up a stop ahead sign.
That'd be up to me.
You can talk to Dale if you want. I'm sure that he could make the call and probably let them know what's going on.
Any other questions, comments? Was that it? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
I don't know what it takes to do the training. Like, I'd probably need to be certified, right, or get, because I could do the training.